Since last year, Supreme Master Ching Hai graciously allowed our association members to gather for international seminars. They were joyous occasions as Master and disciples reunited to meditate and pray for peace. During her visit to meet with our association members, Supreme Master Ching Hai also spoke of the teachings of past masters and answered the spiritual questions of fellow initiates. Throughout the ages, compassionate, enlightened masters have urged people to surrender to the greater universal power by seeking the divine within, from which all other goodness and happiness follow. This message was echoed again in Supreme Master Ching Hai's 7-part discussion, The Higher Duty of Enlightened Masters, with our association members on December 15, 2008.
Supreme Master Ching Hai's lectures are not a complete meditation instruction. Please do not try alone. For free of charge guidance, please visit www.godsdirectcontact.org or contact any of our centers near you.
Lovely time. Whoa. Wonderful weather. Yeah? You enjoy this sunny weather, no?
Beautiful it is.
I do?
Oh, yeah.
Especially high heels.
Oh, yeah.
You know, whoever invented the high heels, they should be awarded Nobel Peace Prize. Especially in this kind of weather, you know? When the water is about 3-4 inches, yeah? And when your high heel is 5, okay, you win. Yeah. You okay, huh, all of you? Yes. They cry like babies last time. We don't want to go home. We don't want to go home. I say, I don't want you to go home, but you have to go home. Your family wants you to go home. Your government wants you to go home. Yeah? And your karma wants you to go home. Crying to me, what's the use, huh? Whatever we have created, we live in it, right? If you have enough strong power, then you can overcome it. But if not yet, then just have to accept it. You know, right? Yes. Yeah. In this world, because we don't have God connection, so we love this and that and stuff, you know? And once we have God connection, we still love this and that and others. But we can, you know, have it or not have it, yeah? Okay. The Vietnamese are here? How many Vietnamese raise hand? Last week was all Vietnamese. Yeah. This week was all Chinese. And the week before was European. Yes. Oh, Mexican, I don't forget you. They're lovely people. They're really lovely. The Mexicans are very, very sincere, you know? Yeah, very sincere. I'm surprised. I don't even speak their language. The first time I came to Mexico, I felt their overwhelming affection immediately, you know, and every time I go there, it's the same. Yes. And the Costa Rican also. Now, I tell you some story, okay? The story is now that I'm dead. The master, you know, this is in the book of Sufism. They talk between master and disciple, huh? The master said to some of his disciples, yeah, yes. Now that I'm dead, you may read something of the truth of the Sufi. Had this information been given to you directly or indirectly when I was perceptibly among you, mean when he was still alive, you would all, except for a few, have fed your acquisitiveness and love of wonder alone from it. Probably this is a letter he wrote before he gone to Nirvana. Huh? This is a Muslim master, okay? I'm sure he went to Nirvana, yeah? And the Buddha went to heaven, yeah? They exchange places sometimes, you know. Why not, huh? Know, then, that what the Sufi master is doing for the world and for its people great and small, is often not seen by the observer. Seeing you see, but you do not perceive. Hearing you hear, but you do not understand. You got me, yeah? A Sufi teacher uses his powers to teach, to heal, to make men happy, and so on. According to the best reasons for using the powers, if he shows you no miracles, this does not mean that he is not doing them. If he declines to benefit you the way you wish, it is not because he cannot. He benefits you in accordance with your merit, not in response to a demand by you. He has a higher duty. This is what he is fulfilling, the high duty, not your every whim, yeah? All of you look a little bit different than what I saw before. Yeah, look good anyway. Okay, let's go back to Master here. He continued in the letter. Many among you have had your lives transformed, have been rescued from perils, have been given chances, none of which you have recognized as benefits. But you have had these benefits just the same. Yeah, it's like Master help you invisibly, but you don't know it, right? Remember the joke I read to you on Supreme Master television? There was a guy who was in a hurry for a business appointment, yeah? And he couldn't find a parking place, remember? And he kept praying to God, oh please, please, I'm in a hurry, I don't have time. Please, if you just find me a parking place, I will go to the church every day of my life. And then suddenly a parking place is right there. And he said, oh, never mind, Lord, I found it. I found one myself. Yeah, yes. And there's another story. There was a devout Christian priest, who went into a restaurant. And it's Friday, and you're not supposed to eat meat, for Christian. Most Christian people believe that. Well, at least in Jesus' time, they already have a system, like at least one day a week not to eat meat, And in Buddha time, they already tell people to eat, like twice a month, 4 times a month, vegetarian, or 10 days a month. It depends on how much you want to go deep in your devotion for the love of animal and also environment. At that time, already they have. All the masters have this system. And that's what it is, about not eating meat on Friday. Once a week, at least vegetarian.
Vegetarianism and religion.
The Baha'i Faith. Regarding the eating of animal flesh and abstinence therefrom, know thou of a certainty that in the beginning of creation God determined the food of every living being, and to eat contrary to that determination is not approved. Selections from the Baha'i writings on some aspects of health and healing. Buddhism. All meats eaten by living beings are of their own relatives. Lankavatara Sutra. Also, after the birth of the baby, care must be exercised not to kill any animal in order to feed the mother with meaty delicacies, and not to assemble many relatives to drink liquor or to eat meat, because at the difficult time of birth there are innumerable evil demons, monsters and goblins who want to consume the smelly blood. By ignorantly and adversely resorting to the killing of animals for consumption, they bring down curses upon themselves, which are detrimental to both the mother and the baby. Kshitigarbha Sutra, Chapter 8. Be careful during the days immediately after someone's death, not killing or destroying, or creating evil karma by worshipping or offering sacrifice to demons and deities, because such killing and slaughtering committed, or such worship performed, or such sacrifice offered, would not have even an iota of force to benefit the dead, but would entwine even more sinful karma into previous karma, making it even deeper and more serious. thus delay his rebirth to a good state. Karma means retribution. Ksiti Sutra, Chapter 7.
Gao Dai, the most important thing is to stop killing, because animals also have souls and understand like humans. If we kill and eat them, then we owe them a blood debt. Teachings of the Saints.
Christianity, meats for the belly, and the belly for meats, but God shall destroy both it and them. Holy Bible.
And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. Holy Bible.
Confucianism. All men have a mind which cannot bear to see the sufferings of others. The superior man, having seen the animals alive, cannot bear to see them die. Having heard their dying cries, he cannot bear to eat their flesh. Mencius. Essenes. I am come to end the sacrifices and feasts of blood, and if ye cease not offering and eating of flesh and blood, the wrath of God shall not cease from you. Gospel of the Holy 12.
Hinduism.
Since you cannot bring killed animals back to life, you are responsible for killing them. Therefore, you are going to hell. There is no way for your deliverance. Adalila.
He who desires to augment his own flesh by eating the flesh of other creatures lives in misery in whatever species he may take his birth. Mahabharata anew.
Islam. Allah will not give mercy to anyone except those who give mercy to other creatures. Hadith.
Do not allow your stomachs to become graveyards of animals. Hadith.
Jainism. A true monk should not accept such food and drink as has been specially prepared for him involving the slaughter of living beings. Sutrakatanga.
Judaism. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people. Holy Bible. Blood meaning flesh.
Sikhism. Those mortals who consume marijuana, flesh, and wine, no matter what pilgrimages, fasts, and rituals they follow, they will all go to hell. Guru Granth Sahib.
Taoism. Do not go into the mountain to catch birds and nets, nor to the water to poison fishes and minnows. Do not butcher the ox that plows your field, tract of the quiet way.
Tibetan Buddhism. The offering to the deities of meat obtained by killing animate beings is like offering a mother the flesh of her own child, and this is a grievous failure. The supreme path of discipleship.
Zoroastrianism. Those plants I, Ahura Mazda, or God, rain down upon the earth to bring food to the faithful and fodder to the beneficent cow. Avesta.
Everybody knows that vegetarian diet is good for health and to save the planet. They will be awakening their own great, compassionate, loving self-nature, and then their level of consciousness will rise up automatically, and they will understand more than they ever did, and they'll be closer to heaven than what they are right now. Okay, now we continue. Many of you, though you are looking for a fuller life, a better life, would have no life at all were it not for the efforts of the community of the friends. He means the fellow practitioners community, yes, because they write special here with capital. Many of you who are poor would be cursed if you were rich. Many of you are still rich because of the presence of a man of wisdom. Many of you who have been at my school think that you have been taught by me. In actuality, you have been physically present in our assemblies while you were being taught in another assembly. All these things are so foreign to your customary thoughts that you are not yet in a position to recognize them. My task has been to benefit you. The task of making that benefit perceptible to you is that of others. Your tragedy is that, while waiting for me to guarantee miracles and make perceptible changes in you, you have invented miracles which I did not perform, and have developed a loyalty to me which is of no value at all. And you have imagined changes and help and lessons which have not taken place. The changes, the help, the lessons, however, are there. Now, find out what they really are. If you go on thinking and doing what I told you to do and think, you are working with yesterday's materials, which have already been used. Should be discarded. That is the whole letter, okay? Now we're going to operate on it one by one. Okay, the first stanza. Sometimes it's better to read the whole thing in order to really understand what he's driving at, Otherwise you just guess it and later say, oops, I'm sorry. It wasn't like that. Okay, now we go one by one. Or did you understand everything already, right? It's not that difficult to understand, is it? Yeah? It just maybe some catch here and there need to be clarified, yeah. Now that I'm dead, you may read something of the truth of the Sufi. Had this information been given to you directly or indirectly, when I was perceptibly among you, you would all, except for a few, have fed your acquisitiveness and love for wonder alone from it. What he means is, when he was alive, if he told them all this, they probably were just thinking, oh, wow. Just perceive it like something new, because he hasn't told them before. So they would just receive it like nosiness, There's not much deep meaning to it. Just like kids, listen to a story, but do not perceive the real deep meaning, as a kid, yeah? Like Jesus tell parables, yeah? There's some meaning behind it, yeah? And some fairy tale has some meaning behind it that the writers or the inventor want to tell you, yeah? Like Beauty and the Beast, for example. It's not about a beautiful girl and a beast. It is about ourself and the true self. See what I mean? Yeah. Or maybe some story like Frog Prince or Frog Princess. Those things is not truly that you kiss a frog and the frog become a prince. It might be, but mostly it means that as the touch of the enlightened person, you transform. You become your true self again because you have been bewitched with the illusionary world and yourself has not recognized your great self, your true beautiful self. Yeah? And you need some real friend to reawaken your memory that you are the prince, that you are heavenly prince.
Thank you, gentle viewers, for your company for today's episode of Between Master and Disciples. Join us again tomorrow for part 2 of The Higher Duty of Enlightened Masters. Now, please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for Healthy Living, coming up next after Noteworthy News. Have a happy and blessed week.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/BND.